Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're actually making the checkerboard tabletop. I'm starting out with some maple and some walnut, cutting strips at 2 inches wide. Once all these strips are cut up, I am getting my clamps ready to glue the different strips up, alternating between walnut and maple. I left these strips in the clamps for several hours. Then once they were done, I squared up the ends, then ran them through the table saw at a 2 inch width. Once all the strips were cut, I lined up my clamps again to glue these strips up and make sure I alternating the ends with walnut and maple to make it that good checkerboard look. If you haven't already, I ask that you hit that like button, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comments. And if you enjoy these videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I let these set in the clamps overnight, and then I stuck them the next morning. I stuck them in my planer and took them down. Actually, took them down to 1/2 inch because I'm putting a 1/4 inch piece of plywood underneath them to give it some stability instead of just having two pieces glued on as a butt joint. So I glued them or ran them through the planer to get them all good and smooth. You can see I'm checking out both sides right there to make sure they are both sides getting equally smooth. Here I'm setting my saw up. I am cutting this freehand, this plywood freehand. I don't recommend doing it, but if you do, go very, very slow. You'll see that as I'm cutting the width to it, I actually do set my fence up to cut it. For the side edge of the table, I'm using this red oak. I'm running through my router table, just enough for that plywood to sit underneath it. It gives it a good connecting surface, plus it hides the plywood. For the gluing up, I wanted to do the edges first before I actually done the checkerboard, just to make sure everything is good in center. I made sure I want to get blinded up correctly first, but also I want to make sure I covered the back of that with glue. That way it did adhere very well. And once everything was good and tight, I went through with 1/2-inch staples in my nail gun to staple it, making sure that it was basically just extra clamping procedure.